Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Glenny. I'm so happy to have you here on a very special day. I just want to do a final tour of Glenny and share with you the dream address for my island. So if you're interested in content like this and you like my channel, please subscribe and leave me a like to let me know. I really appreciate it very much. Today we are going to be touring Glenny. I am very nervous, but I know it's a fun thing, and I know this doesn't mean we're getting rid of Glenny, but it's just sad to kind of do the final tour, you know? But it's all good. We're moving on to Okanda, my Canada-core themed island. I'll link the video for the first one on my new island. We've already got that one started, and I'm excited. So I need to get Glenny wrapped up so that I can move forward and feel good about it. So first thing is first, this is my flag. I made it myself. It's just a giant G for Glenny. And now let me show you my map. So this is my map. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of pathing, so you can't really tell the terraforming that I've done. But I've tried to keep the front half of my island pretty urban. Not urban, but I mean town-like. And then the back half of my island a little bit more natural, especially where the campsite is on the back right corner. So here on Glenny, we have myself and my husband for the two houses. And then we have Anchovy, my OG lazy. We have Zell, Lolly, Apollo, Francine, Stinky, Margie, Fuchsia, Rosie, and Blair. So those are the villagers for Glenny. The dream address is below. If you would like to pause, grab your Switch, and follow along, you're more than welcome. But let's get right into it. So when you come out of the airport, I just have a very simple actual entrance with these public benches. I was able to catch the tree glitch, so get some trees and a bush on top of the in-game pathing at the front here, so it looks very cohesive. And just a very simple entrance. And then if you come up from the entrance, you have the plaza, and I really like it. I just added this pathing so that it looks like there's a bit of a sidewalk portion and then more of a street portion that's been very worn away. I'll have all of my design codes that I use linked below. So if you come up from here, you'll arrive at Resident Services, where I have left out some gifts for you if you come in a dream. So we are going to explore the right half of my island first, and then we'll go on to the left half. I do have a pipe over here. That's mostly for my real in-game convenience. It does lead into my house in the basement, so have fun with that. Let's first explore this beach down here. So we have a very simple beach. Just up from here is my botanical garden that we will explore. So I picture this beach as a place where somebody who's just gone to the botanical garden, maybe they want to come down here and just have a break. More to the right of that is my pretty beach. And I call it that. It's right near my botanical garden, as I said. And so I picture this as if somebody's had a wedding, maybe they had their wedding in the botanical garden and they come down here for their reception. So I have added some statues, some shell items, and overall it's just kind of a nice area, especially at night with all the lighting, where you can have a romantic dinner. So it carries on here. We have 3 seating areas for 2, and continuing on with more statues and just a really nice vibe. But let's head back down here and go up into the botanical garden. So if we head up through the middle of the botanical garden here, we can see this beautiful greenhouse that I love. So this is where the gardener would work on the botanical garden. So maybe you come here for some of the best soil that you can only get at the botanical garden because he's like formulated it. We also have a little rest area here where you can take a break from your busy botanical garden exploring. So we have these 9 square plots. Actually, these ones have a little corner piece cut out so that you can walk easier. And we just have them kind of organized by color mostly on this side, but then on this side, it gets a little bit more fun with the colors. And I have a little present here that you can pick up if you do come through the dream address that you can play around with for photos. As you can see in the back, we have our museum. So this whole little section of my island, I really picture it as being like the built up town, kind of that European influence a little bit, because I just wanted to feel like you're out for the day and you're just about the town. So we have our botanical garden, and then if we come down around here, ignore Rosie in athletic wear after I said all those nice things. But we have a little bit of a botanical garden display so that they can showcase the best flowers that are in season, perhaps. And we have the museum entrance. So I wanted to keep the museum entrance very simple. Just as you would have it in the middle of the city, it might not have a grand entrance, but just something that highlights it and gives it a place of honor. So we have some floor lights, and then we just have a couple of benches so that you can rest after you spend the day in the museum at the botanical garden and the museum. Tripping all over my words right now, guys, because I'm just so nervous. Okay, we're on to my canal. So we have our florist, of course, because the botanical garden is going to want to sell flowers afterwards. So maybe they have a different employee from the gardener who takes all the flowers that the gardeners picked fresh that are in season, and then you can come here and buy some. And you can also grab your Sunday paper. So here you go. You can get your little newsprint fresh. We also have a bridge here and the boat, of course. I love this boat. I made it a vertical facing boat so that I could fit it into the canal. This is my view from on top of the bridge here. You can see I have an orange themed beach on the right, and I have my boat in the middle, and then I have the canal street on the left, and I really love this view. I did create a mast of sorts for the boat with the utility pole and the street lamp. I think that really worked out well, and it's just a really nice peaceful view here. Coming back down along the canal, we have our pottery stand. I love this. So sweet. And then we have our record store playing KK Stroll, my favorite. And then we have our bakery and cafe. I just love the color schemes through this canal. It's one of my favorite parts. Again, if I have builds for these areas, I will try to link them up in the cards, but I might not have enough cards because there are a lot of builds. So I might be just linking to speed build playlists, but either way, check out my channel if you're interested in any of these builds. Carrying on up from this area, we're transitioning from the town area of my island into the rural part. So we have this bait and tackle shop as our in-between transition area. And Stinky, if you push me in my own tour, oh, the nerve, Stinky. So this bait and tackle shop really serves as the transition area. And as you can see, I have another package here that you can play with. I just wanted this to be an in-between. So it's just a little shop where you can buy a fishing rod before you go off camping. And you can see we have the campsite starting back there. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go down here first. Okay, over the bridge. And here is my orange beach. So we start here on the beach rocks. And we have a little place for you to get your tan on. And another place where your friends can be picnicking. So you come over here with your little picnic, your radio, get a campfire going. And if you run out of snacks, you can just pop over here and grab a cookie or some popcorn and continue the party. And we have another more private area over here where two people can come and chill out away from the crowds, peaceful. There's a heart so that you know it's romantic. That's how you know. Oh, hello, Stinky. He wanted me to buy his Sprite costume. He said he'll sell it to Rosie. Please don't. We have another little bridge lookout towards my orange area. I did create 6 fruit areas on my island, and I will link the playlist to all of those areas above. But when we cross over to the more rural campground side of my island, the first thing that we encounter is my orange cafe. So this is a cafe that I set up for the campsite so that new visitors to Glenny would have the opportunity to experience Glenny's native fruit as a welcome zone for the campsite. Hi, Anchovy. So to the left of that is Stinky's house, and I consider him and Anchovy the campground managers. So we put the jock and the lazy in charge of the campsite, which is why it's a little bit overgrown. But they have really good snacks. So I just gave Stinky a simple little area for himself, but it's actually one of my favorite villager yards. I don't know why I always associate these loungers with tanning, but that's what comes to mind. And this is a plant that he's desperately trying to take care of, but as you can see, it's not doing too hot. See, he's bringing firewood for the campers. Look at you, such a diligent campsite manager. Thank you. And if we carry along, we come to the campground and our first campsite, which is the actual in-game campsite. So we've left out a little book for them to read, a place for them to make their meal, and maybe a bike so that they can get around Glenny and go check it out. And to the right here, I kept this beach really simple because I just imagined it as being a place where people who come to camp would just chill out and have a calm day at the beach, nothing too fancy. You can rinse off your feet because you got them all sandy after you went to the beach. We have a lighthouse over there as well. I have such a small peninsula here. And I had enough room to put a couple of trees, which I was happy about, but I just ended up going with a simple lighthouse because it's more of a background element for this beach. And I actually really like the way that it makes it feel like it's a little enclosed cove. So, carrying on up from the first campsite, we have our second campsite, which I've created using a couple of kids' tents. So we have some place for them to make a little meal for themselves and camp, but this is the smallest one. So this campsite, I have a hard time explaining, but this one reminds me of me and my sisters the most, and I made it in honor of me and my 3 sisters. Even though there's only 3 places to camp here and there are 4 of us, one person can sleep on this inflatable sofa. That's not a big deal. And we got some kebabs grilling up, and we have a little gift for you to play with as well. And we can also set off a firework over here when you come over in the dream. There's a little mini beach that somebody can take a rest on. And then we have a very simple, just little area for the campsite to go fishing. All right, so that's the campground. I'm super happy. I think my campground is one of my favorite areas of my island, and how it leads into the other areas makes me really happy. So if we come up this incline, we are met with Anchovy's house. Anchovy is my original lazy, and he just won't move, so here he is. That's what it is. If you do come behind his house, however, you will find he has a secret hangout for him and his bug friends to chill. Also, we got some teddy bears, and it's just super fun and almost Kidcore-like because I needed to expend some Kidcore energy onto some place in my island, so this is what happened. I felt satisfied by it, and I can move on with my life. So I hid it away, so it's very subtle, and there's just a little bit of an inkling of it that it's gonna happen with this pathing there. Again, all the custom codes will be linked down below. We also have an area for him to chop wood to bring to the campsite villagers, so he's doing his job very diligently today. We're very proud of him. Also, we have a little workshop here. So this is like my workshop. I consider it my workshop. I've always had a workshop on Glenny, so it's super nostalgic for me. I will just pan up quickly so that you can see my house is right up there. But we will get there eventually. Right now, we're just going to be exploring the right half. So if you come down this little sneaky pathway from my workshop, you have a nice bench that you can sit on, and you have this little trail that goes down through the middle here. and pops out right at Nook's cranny. So again, with me needing to get a little bit of a Kidcore flavor off my chest, here is my Nook's cranny. Super happy with how it turned out. The colors are so bright and fun. I love the primary colors, and I love these pansy tables with the mom's kettle on top. It's super cute. And just have a little area for you to come and get a latte, Timmy or Tommy, when you're on your break. Treat yourself, and then get a cookie and some popcorn, of course, because that's my go-to for snacks. Also, I will note, because it's different from the build, in the build, I popped a perfect balloon and it landed right here. Unfortunately, my sister, who was very new to the game at the time, came over and picked it up because she thought it was a gift for her. And now it's gone forever. So I still am trying to pop a balloon in that area. And you better believe that if I pop a balloon in that area, I will update my dream address just for that. Okay, so to the left, you can see that we are also like back right at resident services. We can go behind resident services on the second level. So this is my Starbucks of my island, where you can come and grab a quick coffee. And I do associate this with part of the shopping district. So we have Nooks over here. And then if we come through this Starbucks of my island, then Abel's is right up the incline here. So then you get to Abel's, which is very simply decorated. I just put these Komodo stands and this forsythia out with the marketplace decoration, and that is my Abel sisters. If you go to the left of Abel Sisters, then you see my pear area, which I also created as a part of the Fruit Furniture DIYs series. So I'm super happy with this, and I treat this as a pear spa, but really it's a clever excuse to have a wardrobe really close to Abel's. We have a waterfall down here with some bug models. And then we have Zell's house and Blair's house. And they are my smug and snooty villagers. So I gave them a little neighborhood all to themselves. Gave Blair this little seating area, and I think it's super precious. Okay, coming back down the incline from Abel's, we have a little soup restaurant. I love me a good spot to eat, and this just seems so perfect. And yeah, I love it. Then we'll come back up here and just explore. Sorry, I'm up and down because my island has a lot of different directions that you can go in. So right up from that Starbucks area is a small park. If you want to also partake in some fine cuisine, you can come to our Apple restaurant, which has an untouched present dropped into that perfect spot, so we can still revel in that. But this was the last fruit furniture area that I made on my island, and I think that it's my favorite. Really happy with how this one turned out, and it has two little entrances, so that's cute. And the one leads right off into my beautiful rock garden. So I created this rock garden actually only a month after having my island. It took me a long time, and it was actually because I put so many mannequins on my island that I got a 5-star rating, which is when I got all of my Lily of the Valley, and I never got another one after that. Back through the soup restaurant, let's go this way. Hi, Apollo. We have Apollo's blue rose garden. If you've ever watched the Animal Crossing movie, he has a blue rose garden. It's cute. I put a blue rose wreath on his door, and I love it so much. It's super cute. Then we have our walkway. So this is my fancy walkway, and just kind of like another park area that leads to Rosie's house. And Rosie has the peach area for herself. And beside her house is Margie's house. And I gave them a cute little area to have a little cup of tea together. Again, this is from the movie. Margie and Rosie are friends, and I love it. And if you see the little pathway here, this was actually originally where I had a Nookazon yard sale area set up. So when it came time to do the dream address, I ended up making it more of a student work area. So anybody who has homework to do, or they just want to chill out with their friends and grab a snack, They can come here and play a board game. They can leave their messy chips everywhere. When there's a garbage can clearly right over here, there's another present for you to play with there. And this was originally where I had the entrance to my Nookazon yard sale. I would put a pipe right here and people can jump through. But now I've just closed it off and it's like a cozy little welcome spot. We have another little outfit present for you to wear here too. If you do want to dress up in my Nookazon outfit, there you have it. You can do that. Now we will go this way. So this is one of my favorite parts of my island. I have beefed it up since I showed it last, so there are a couple new items. And I'm just really happy with how pink and fun it is. This is Francine's house, our latest addition. I changed out the tea cozy here to be pink to match everything in this area a little bit better. And then we have Fuchsia's house with the pink again. So it's very pink heavy area and I absolutely love it. Here she is. Okay, so when you come up this incline, you have a little fruit stand. So I had all the fruit areas and then I thought there's only 2 more fruit DIYs. I'll just make a little fruit stand over here. You can get some popcorn or you can get a candy. This is kind of my boardwalk. Then we have my fancy restaurant. So it's that line between a really fancy restaurant and somewhere where you can just go in casual attire, but there is a maitre d' who will take you to your seat. There's also a little gifty there that you can use. And I made the tables all fancy. Some of them have candles on them and some of them don't, but there is a little area for some live music here. And this restaurant was inspired by a place that my husband and I went to in Lisbon when we went on vacation. So I'm going to head down and we are going to make our way to the left-hand side of my island here. So if we're coming down from Rosie's house, there is a sneaky little incline right here and you can get down onto the beach. First beach area that we will talk about is actually going back here. Ignore that anatomical model for now. We have another lighthouse on the rocks, really simply, and we have our cute little beachside bakery. This was from an item challenge my sisters and I did. So they each sent me 2 items and I had to design a beach area around them. Super fun. And then behind the beachside bakery, we have our pizzeria on the beach. So again, we have a little bit more casual live music here with a saxophone and a piano. And I realized this piano does not have a bench, but that's fine. You can just, that's how casual it is. The person who's the waiter just comes by and plays a song every now and then. So you have a few different seating areas, of course, the pizza oven, a place with condiments, and just lots of candles and plants. I really love this restaurant. It's super cute and I really enjoy my little entrance way because it feels super secluded and hidden. And wouldn't you know it, we also have a little school here on Glenny. So my one sister sent me this paper tiger and the anatomical model and I had to do a beach area. So this is what we ended up coming up with. It's a little school on the beach. And we have an area right back here, which is more of where this class hamster lives, and you can go and read a little book. We can follow this path along here, which is a little bit more kidcore, which is kind of funny that the school beach ended up here because I wasn't really planning for that, but it's more of a yellow little walkway. And it pops us out right over here and we have a few different directions we can go in. So to the left, we have another little beachside chill spot that was inspired by items given to me by my sister. So my youngest sister gave me this couch that I'm sitting on as well as the log bench, and I created a little beachside chill zone. And there's also another present for you to play with there and a little campfire. Super cute and sweet. Speaking of sweet, right down here we have our ice cream parlor. And I think I was going pretty hard onto the Kidcore pastel core over here, and I kind of love it. This is my ice cream parlor, inspired by all of the cool truck builds that people were doing. And I wanted my own truck, so we put a cake in there and a little festival lamp, and then we have our little truck. Might I just say, I've never seen this in cherry blossom season. It's looking fresh. I love it. So I will go around. I know you just saw that cafe, but pretend you didn't see it. And let's go along this back little walkway. I didn't know what to do with this area for the longest time, and I just went super simple with it. So we have just some simple panels in the back, creating this little romantic walkway area. And we have Lolly's house. So this is our sweet Lolly's house. She has her little reading nook right by the water. So she has a little place where she can do laundry and wash up a little bit, and then she can also sit down and read a book. So if you do come over this bridge again, you are actually back close by to resident services. We're not going to go that way yet. We're gonna come down here to my little cheese tasting area. So this is where you can come and get a little bit of cheese. And that's pretty much it. I actually made this area before we had the cheese wheel item, but that worked out perfectly. So we incorporated that item. We have my cafe. So this was one of the first areas on my island that I developed and was super happy with it. It's changed very little, but my intention behind it was that you have the seating area up in the front that's by the windows, and you get a little farther back to where people are probably doing some work on their laptops, whatnot. A little area for you to order your coffee, and then a chill back of the house spot for you to actually lounge, where you can actually just be quiet and talk with your friends. Then if you come down the front here to the right, we have the probably oldest original area of my island that has been unchanged. And I don't exactly know what it is, but it's more of just a deck with some flowers where you can come and chill by the beach side. And now we have my fish market. So this is one of the very first builds that I did on this channel, and I'm still super happy with how it turned out. I used a lot of custom designs, probably more custom designs than I would have if I was thinking straight, but I'm actually really happy with how they turned out. And I really love this whole area. It's actually quite a large area. So there's also a little back of house area where they can clean up the fish and prepare it for the customers. And then they have a little trash area as well, and a cooler to keep things fresh, of course, as well as a freezer. So then they also have a little fishing dock so they can catch the fish fresh right from this dock. Or they can go out on their boat, and they have a little bit of fuel here that they can come and refuel their boats. And then when they're done their working day or they're on their lunch, they can come back here and play a little game of Go. And that's super fun. They can also wash their hands back here in this little sink. So that is my little fish market. Coming back up here, I did make a little garbage zone. So all of these food places and the fish market and the ice cream place and the cafe and the cheese shop and everywhere, they can come and be clean about their garbage, even though they're making quite a mess of this little garbage area. Back along and past the cheese shop, to the other side of this bridge, we have a bit of a double bridge moment, and then we have my post office. So this was the very first speed build that I did on my island, but I did update it a little bit with these packages here, and they just blend in so perfectly with the color scheme of my whole post office. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I haven't changed it very much at all since I built it. Coming down here, we have my first fruit furniture build. It's kind of like a walk down memory lane, all of these builds actually, because we've done quite a bit of this island on this channel. So this was my coconut area. This is my coconut beach. And we did end up getting Mr. Flamingo here in a Nookazon video. So we just plopped him right down here, and I literally have not touched him since because I actually kind of think he looks cool right there hanging out on the beach. And Mrs. Flamingo is being all coy, hiding in the back there. She's fine. but Mr. Flamingo is your waiter for tonight. And we are back at the entrance. So back at the entrance, if we come up this way, we have another house. So this is my husband's house, and let's just go check it out real quick. He did play for a few days when I first got my island. So he did play on it a little bit, and then never again, and I hijacked his house. So this is his house. I'm super proud of how it turned out. We have a little camping area with a rug here. And I know it's not even close to the natural part of my island, but I still wanted to create an indoor-outdoor room, and I didn't want to sacrifice a room in my own house. So that's his house. So out from his house, and we will just head straight up the incline, straight up again, and all the way to the back. So coming over this bridge, I just have a couple of little islands with trees on them. And then back, we have this little piano area. It looks very cute at night with the mush lamps. I feel like it's just very romantic. So we also put the cherry area over here. So I love how it's right on the edge of the cliff here, and you can see down to Francine's yard. And it's just so sweet. It's like a little rest area. Maybe you need just a little bit of respite from your busy day. Just come over here and listen to KK Lullaby. Also, the cherry hat looks like a little heart, and it's super adorable. So last but not least on this tour, we are going to do a very quick tour of my house. So here we have the main room of my house. It's very functional. There are two things in this room that make it highly functional, which is the crafting table and also the wardrobe. So I've always had a little seating area, but once Sanrio things came into this game, I completely refactored this living room, initial room space to match that, because I just needed to use all of these items. And then of course, down to the bottom right here, we have a little bit of a study area so I can study. Actually, I meant to turn that light on. Let's just fix that real quick. You didn't see anything. I'm not gonna update my dream address right after this. No. Okay, so that is my front room. And now let's go to the left. So here we have my little bathroom. It's very green and fresh feeling. I put a little divider for the toilet there, and a little changing area, a little laundry area, and a place to have a little bath. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's just really fresh. It really is relaxing with KK Sonata. So this is my grandma room. You have to be quiet. There's no music playing here. It's a very quiet room. We gotta read. We gotta be still. Antique furniture. It's very delicate. You don't bring a glass of water into this room. That's a no-no. And all of the plaques that I got from Happy Home Academy and the Museum Day event, I just put them up in here because I thought it was super cute. Also some fake art, so some mom's art, and I'm just really happy with how this room turned out. I think it's super cute and formal compared to the rest of my house. A very big contrast to this room. So now we're going to go to the right. So this is my cozy little brick kitchen. So we have a television on this side of the room where you can maybe sit on the couch. This is more of like a chill kitchen, not really a formal kitchen at all. Eclectic. And we have a little puppy here too with his little puppy chow. So that is my kitchen. All right, so this is my family room. So this is where you can have a tea and chill out, or you can sit on the couch and watch some television, or I do this all the time, sitting on the floor, doing some crafts while you're watching television. You can play with your Ring Fit or your Animal Crossing Switch. And of course we have like the swords above the mantle. That's a little intense. So yeah, here we have some villager photos that I received. So These are some of the people who are still here, but some who have already left. So the ones on the bottom are still here, and the ones on the top have sadly gone to other islands, bigger and better things. So this is what I would consider my room, but this room has a lot of red and green accents, and that's what I kind of wanted to go for, is combining those two colors. I really like this kotatsu table because I want one in real life because they seem amazing. They have heaters underneath them so you can sneak your feet underneath and stay all cozy. And then we just have a lot of plants, and we have my little futon where I can have some dreams. And of course we need the humidifier because I get a really stuffy nose. And we have a pipe here that will send us back to the beginning of the island. So let's go through the pipe. So that wraps up the tour, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this, my final tour of Glenny. If I do end up updating the dream address, I will of course let you know. Please subscribe to follow along with all of our adventures and follow along with my next island and the next version of Glenny, because once we get my brand new Kidcore island up and running, we will come back and restart and move on to another theme, which I am already planning right now. But I want to get my Kidcore island into a really good place before we do that, because I can't bear to let Glenny go right now. But anyways, we will have the dream address available for you, so please do go check it out. And if you do take pictures and visit the dream address, please tag me in them on either Instagram or Twitter. My links are below, so I'm definitely more active on Twitter. So please at me on Twitter with your photos. I would love that so much. But for now, I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye!